Hello everyone, this is Amy at Seriously Sweet on Davis Street. I am on a few minutes early. My tutorial doesn't actually start until 6 o'clock, but I want to make sure that all the cameras are working, okay? So we're trying to, and Brian, oh, there we go. And Brian will be monitoring comments from me. So we're just going to be here for a couple minutes. Can you see the comments, babe? Do you see how they roll up? It shows you who's watching. So, Becky, I just saw your name roll up. Hi, Heike. Okay, anybody that's jumping on right now, we're a few minutes early. We've got 4 minutes until we start. And then depending on when Nancy from the Colorful Cookie grabs our post and shares it over to the Holiday Cookie A Thon, we may be a minute or two after, but please stay with me. It's just a 30-minute tutorial. This is a mini tutorial of a project that actually takes about 2.5 hours. So I am so excited. If any of you are my local friends, please comment the word local in the comments or say Culpeper, Virginia here. That would probably be the best thing for you guys to do, because we are going to do a giveaway for anybody that is local that supports us by watching this tonight. This is the first time we've participated in a nationwide cookie tutorial, cookie-a-thon, and it's so much fun. There's going to be 40 total tutorials before this is over. So I see 16 of you are on with me. Hi Heike, hi Nadine, hi Chris. So excited you guys are on here already. Look, isn't this cool? All right, let me scroll. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments, you guys. Hi Teresa. Yes, Culpeper is sweet. Hi Michelle. Hi Becky. No, just keep scrolling, Brian. Brian's gonna try and help us with comments because I have a feeling it's gonna go really fast once we get shared over to the other page. Hi Lisa, thank you all for being here. This is my cookie group. Hi Tammy. Yes, you are Virginia. All right. I know, Nadine, the suspense is killing me too. Well, you're local because we're cookie friends. So I hope you guys can see everything okay. Before she shares my page over, because she won't grab it until 6 and it's a couple minutes still, can you guys all give me a thumbs up or a comment? I don't really know if on my computer if I can see the thumbs up. So can you give me a comment and let me know if the sound is okay? And make sure that you can see the cameras okay. I'm going to do a little bit of navigating here with the camera when we first get started. I'm going to make the project bigger for just a minute. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to leave that right where it's at. So, hi guys. How's it, Brian? That light is jiggling. Just be careful. You can still see the comments okay, babe? Okay, somebody post a comment. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. Yeah, watching. Everything's okay? Okay, good. All right, well, we're just going to hang out for a minute or so. Hi, Sammy. We're going to hang out for a minute. It's about a minute until, so the other person that's before me is still going. And I'm going to do my best to keep up with questions if you have them. Let's see. Just make sure if you are a Culpeper local that you comment Culpeper is sweet in the comment field. Hi, Marlon. So do you like my camera set up, Marlon? I've got a little me up in the corner. I've got the fireplace mantle and firebox that we're making tonight there, and then the 3D Christmas tree that's a companion piece. We've got that there. I've got to remember to have something to drink. Katrina! Hey! How are you doing? Hi. Oh, and Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Does that mean I should start? You've got me? Tammy, I do have video here tonight. Hey guys, I can see the number climbing, so I can see that you're coming on. Please say hello and comment where you're from. I'd love to see if we have anybody watching from out of the country. I know there's going to be a lot of cookie friends from around the country, so I'm excited to say hello to you all tonight. Let's see, we're right at 6, so as soon as We're on Nancy's now. It showed that. Okay. So Brian is here with me too. My husband. Wait, say that again. Link to and how to join the group and purchase. Got it. Okay. So we've got somebody from Washington here. Oh my goodness. Hey, Mary Jean. Hey, Darla. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Arizona. Let's see. We got some Chicago here, some Pennsylvania. This is so exciting. Have you guys had a good time today? You are watching you're about to watch the mini, very mini tutorial, you guys, because this is about a 2.5, 3 hour project. So we're doing a mini tutorial of this. If you can see my hand, I'm jumping over to a lower camera here. This is the piece that we're going to do tonight, which is and we're going to focus in particular on the mantle and the fireplace box and doing this river stone and doing the mantle here. So, yes, Allison, you put Culpeper Sweet on there because we are doing a we're doing a contest for the local people. We're going to have a drawing. Okay, let's see. Brian is here, so if you have questions, he's going to try and help me keep up tonight. My name is Amy, and I am the owner of Seriously Sweet on Davis Street in the Downtown Historic District of Culpeper, Virginia. So we're so excited to be a part of Holiday Cookie A Thon put on by Nancy Westfall of the Colorful Cookie. It's amazing. I hope you all have been on here all day. It's so amazing. There's fabulous sponsors. There's been fantastic tutorials. I'm sure somebody from the group is going to drop in the comments how to join the Holiday Cookie A Thon group because you're not going to want to miss tomorrow. Also, for a very nominal fee of like $14.95, you can join the Holiday Cookie A Thon group that where you'll have access to all of these tutorials going forward. So tonight, please don't try to decorate with me because this is a lot of information in a short amount of time. So what we're going to do tonight, you've been waiting? Oh, that's so fun. Do you all like my sprinkle wall? So earlier this year, my husband put that in place for me so that I could get organized. So organization is key when you decorate or when you're a creative type, really, because if things are disorganized, your brain just doesn't work properly. So let's jump in and get started. I believe we've been shared. I see the number going up. I'm going to leave a little tiny me up in the corner so you can see that cool sprinkle wall. And over here, isn't this beautiful? So my friend Marlon from Montreal Confections is here. She's in the link. And when I made my piece, I sent her a picture of it, and she was like, "Oh, Amy, get a glow stick for behind the fire." So I had made my firebox already, and the opening is too small to put a glow stick in. My firebox that we're going to put together tonight, my fireplace, is a little bit different, so I've made a ledge that we could put a glow stick on. But I found this really cool flickering light set at Walmart in the Christmas decorations. I'm going to lift this so you can see it. It's just this little box, 3 AAA batteries. Can you see my little box here? Isn't this cool? Okay, so Nancy dropped the link in for you guys to join. You're not going to want to miss everything tomorrow. So we just wanted to kick it up a notch on the box. So we've added some electronics because, you know, who doesn't need a little extra, okay? And this is a companion piece that we taught recently for April at Sweet and Saucy Life in her virtual cookie club. We had a great time the other night. A lot of my cookie friends from there are on here. I hope my cookie friends from Dots and Bows are on here and from CR Confections. So Marlon, thank you, because I think that just made this super, super special. So let's see, guys. I think we talked about how to get in the group. Definitely you should join. For $14.99 to have unlimited access to this is, I think it's something like less than 50 cents a tutorial for what you're getting. Plus you'll get access to the printed schedule. There's all kinds of discount coupons. Like, it's just a fabulous deal. And Nancy, thank you for including me. So excited to participate tonight. Also, please guys, I put these up for you. You can use a QR reader anytime that we are live, and this will take you directly to my Facebook page to like my Facebook page, and this one will take you to my Instagram. And as Aaron from Archon Mounts, which I'm also using an Archon mount tonight, talked to you about earlier today, I need to get a more balanced pyramid. So please jump over and like our Instagram page. Yes, I really enjoyed doing the tree too. Here's a big bonus for you guys. After Cookie-a-thon is over, I would say, I wrote the date down, by Saturday, 11/21, if you pay to have access to the future classes on the Holiday Cookie-a-thon page, there, everybody that teaches has a unit. So in my unit, there's going to be a whole bunch of freebies for you guys, okay? We're going to drop in this tutorial for you where you can create this little matching companion piece. We're going to drop in the full 2.5 hour length tutorial for the fireplace mantle. We're going to drop in a separate tutorial for you of the Christmas accessories. So all of that will be in there. Now, thanks to the magic of dehydrators and prep time, we are going to move quickly through this. I'm going to explain everything to you and how I created it. I'll do a little bit of piping, and then at the end, we are going to assemble our fireplace kit, okay? Now, the thing I want you to really remember is you can make this project as simple or as complicated as you want to. I personally am completely mesmerized by 3D projects. I love them, especially for the holidays. Now, the thing is, you don't want to make it where your kids don't enjoy it. So instead of providing you with cutters or templates, I'm going to walk you through quickly how you can custom cut this dough, because this is a very tall project. This project is 8 or 9 inches tall. A child may not want to make a project this tall, and you may not want to help a child make a project this tall, and you don't really need to. Also, when you do the Christmas tree, it can be simplified a lot as well, okay? So let's go through some things that I had to pre-print because I did not think I could move this 3-camera system easily, okay? So I picked up a tip from Cameo at CR Confections about using and I'm not saying she's the original person with the idea, but this is where I got the information from. She was fabulous to share with me that in her prep work, she does a lot of prepping of her dough and freezing, and she uses 2-gallon Ziploc bags, which I'm relatively certain that Rebecca talked about earlier in her tutorial. So this is a picture of what my dough looked like, and this is a batch of dough, a single batch of dough that would make approximately 18 cookies for me. This is what you need. I particularly like putting this out in for this project. It makes it a lot easier for you if you roll your dough out in a 2.5-gallon Ziploc or 2-gallon Ziploc bag, sorry, because it's going to give you some straighter edges to start with. So as you can see, I have put my ruler, and this is just a basic ruler, guys. I use this and not wood because it's you can clean it, it's food safe. I would feel uncertain with as much cutting as I do and as many times as I use this for straight lines. I would be worried about using wood and keeping that clean, so I have just a basic plastic ruler. That's what this is. This is a 99-cent pizza cutter from Walmart. This is not fancy, so I know that you can do this. The main thing about cookies when you first come into the cookie community, you can't fail if you don't try, and you only fail if you don't try again. So this is my 2.5-gallon bag, what my dough looked like. It was frozen. I brought it out of the freezer. I took it out of my bag. We're going to go to our next phase really quickly. So I used my ruler, and again, just for scale, you can see it here. You don't have to make this big. What I did was I took my straight edge, I trimmed my dough on all 3 sides. I came over approximately 6 inches because I was making a larger piece. I marked 6 inches here. I marked 6 inches in the middle. I marked 6 inches here just using a toothpick, pushing straight down into the dough. I lined up my ruler. I used my pizza cutter and broke the dough here. It's frozen dough, so super easy, keeps a nice edge. I marked my sides. I should tell you, I measured the overall amount of my dough and went to half, and I marked that first. Then I came over this way with however wide I want my project to be, and I marked that. So I cut this line first though. because then I came here and I decided how deep I wanted my fireplace box to be. It doesn't need to be terribly deep. However, I knew I wanted to do something a little extra and put in some lights, and I knew I wanted to put in the cookie that's a cookie that looks like the fireplace flames. And the accessory pieces are all going to be in a separate tutorial for free, okay? So don't worry about those tonight. So I need this to be the same height and this to be the same height. So I measured over and then went straight up my dough again. And then this piece that was left, I needed it to be slightly bigger. So I just trimmed this portion off and rolled it here. That's going to become my mantelpiece. This is my floor piece. So I cut all of these pieces. I over baked my cookies. One thing, if you are a new cookier, that you're going to want to keep in mind is that your cookies will be very firm when you bake them, but then as soon as you introduce royal icing to the cookie, the moisture begins to transfer from the royal icing into the cookie, as well as the flavoring from your royal icing can transfer into your cookie. So that, using that template, and I'll put individual photos up in the unit. Using that, you can scale that down. You can do a 3-inch version, a 4-inch, a 5-inch, a 6-inch, but you get the general idea of how to make a size set that you would like. Now, the thing that I really wanted to tell you that I had a lot of fun making is that live edge, which there was a video earlier today with the live edge as well. Let me tell you a couple of key things. We're going to look at this. I prefer to, from this picture, this was the amount of dough we had left over, okay? Then we have that dough. I encase it in a piece of parchment paper, and I put that back into the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't need to be longer than that, but I need my dough to get really firm again before I begin the pressing and the rolling, because I really want to get this great broken edge. Can you see that? That is all from just pressing and rolling. So a live edge on a piece of wood. Normally when a carpenter or a person working with wood, planes wood, they take the wood down and they get 2 straight sides on a board, like in your kitchen floors. A lot of you have that. So a live edge is where they leave the shape, the actual shape of the tree. They leave that. I wanted something a bit beyond that, and I wanted to create a look that not only had the live edge look of wood, but it also it looks like bark. So how you create that, again, this project can be easy or simple. So for what you're doing, if you have a little kid doing this, just grab some coloring. And this, I have not used chocolate brown until I did this. You can actually use any color brown. This came from Katrina at Dots and Bows. This came from her Holly Jolly Christmas kit. So I pulled it out and tried it out. You can paint, dilute this with a little bit of water in a paint palette, and you could paint this edge. I airbrushed my edge because it was a lot faster for me, and when I did that, I used the Cookie Countess airbrush color. But if you don't have an airbrush, don't be intimidated by this. You can absolutely hand paint it with the gel coloring. Again, as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. So this piece has already been airbrushed. Right, but can you see the dimension I got from this? So I brought this, the rounded dough, I had rolled it out into a long log shape that was extending beyond the width of my firebox, encased it between my parchment. When I brought it out, I used the heel of my hand and just began to smush it down slightly. Then I came down here, I used just a small rolling pin, like one of the little fondant rollers. In this case, I used my Cookie Countess rolling pin, though, the one that would keep it to a certain depth for me, because that's what I use when I roll my cookies. So I rolled the entire thing. It was a little bit short. So an edge that got a little big, I pulled off, put here, re-rolled it, but the detail on the edge of the cookie was just beautiful. I did not have to play with this at all. I didn't do anything. This is literally how my edge came out after putting it back into the freezer for just a little bit. The inspiration for my project actually came from a photo that I found on Google. I'm going to hold this up for you. I like to look around on Pinterest and Google and find actual real world things and then try to convert them over Not a little bit brown, totally brown. Did I say the wrong thing, Donna? I'm sorry. If I did, its cookie count is totally brown. And I like the totally brown for this particular project because it has a very dark tint to it. So it really brings out that bark look. So I found this Fireplace, which I really love. And then I didn't quite like, I really love river rock and natural surfaces and textures. So what I did was, I didn't really like the look of this in general. I like the look of this. I wanted to do river rock. I knew I wanted to have a wood mantle. So then I jumped back on and I found this, which is more of a new house or new aesthetic, I guess. And I liked the look of the grout. So I took those two things and combined it and created my project from there. And hopefully that will inspire you guys to jump online and start finding some things and designing things for yourself, okay? I think you'll really enjoy the art that you can bring to cookies if you take a quick look around. Okay, so let's see. What's the next thing? The next thing we want to jump into. You have a supply list. You can do this entire project with the basics from the supply list. I think.
Margaret wants to know how she can get to class.
Oh, Margaret, join the $14.99 group for the Holiday Cookie A Thon, and in a week we're dropping in like 3 more free tutorials full length for this class. And that brings up another good point. We are going to be posting on our page on Seriously Sweet on Davis Street. I'm not sure if we'll be able to share the link in the Cookie-a-thon or not, but I am creating 2 virtual cookie classes, a beginner and an intermediate level Christmas cookie class. So maybe you guys will like my teaching style and want to jump on those. You just check them out. So magic of dehydrator and magic of prep work, which is great. This is actually the piece that is in the picture, and it's much larger than my small display piece. This is my mantle already finished. Can you guys see that? So that rough wood edge, isn't that beautiful? So I airbrushed that, and then I also did I did a very, very dark part of the chocolate brown to make this. I took my chocolate brown, you'll need an ivory, you'll need 2 other shades of brown, and I created my rough wood texture look on my mantle. So this will end up being, can you see this over here where my hand is, my fingertips? This will be the top of our project. All right, now we're gonna scoot along because I think it's 18 after. So I think you have a lot of the basic information. So let's get moving. Okay, 2 things you also want to know when you're doing a 3D project. The cookies, when you're doing something and then you're cutting out areas, you can weaken the cookie, which is why I overbaked my cookie slightly. So let me show you how I did this and how I repaired something. I kept the broken one because I think it could happen to you if it happened to me, so you should know how to fix it. The thing that I really, really love about this, I reinforced the back of the cookie. This is just royal icing and an extra bake-off cookie that I had. When I cut this out, I forgot to mention when we looked at the pictures, I just used a 2.5-inch circle and cut a circle, then used my X-Acto knife and trimmed the hole. Okay, very easy peasy. You can use a horseshoe cookie cutter and cut out that center. But remember, what I was going for was being able to rim my fireplace like this, right? So I just needed this basic. Now, I like to use I use all kinds of different edible food markers, but this is the food marker I used for this particular product, and it is a Chef Master pen. So using my picture, I just quickly sketched my center area on this cookie of what I wanted this to look like, because this is the focal piece when you actually look at the mantle. Can you guys see that? That's the first thing you really see, is that beautiful arch over the cookie, okay? So definitely take a look at that. I had reinforced the back of my cookie before it cracked, but it wasn't dry and I tried to move it too soon. So I put the cookie back together with royal icing, which is all you have to do. and I smoothed it. Okay, and by the way, we do own a bakery, so if we were baking for customers, I would have gloves on, I'd be wearing a mask right now, we'd be taking all precautions. No one is going to eat this. This is going to wind up as a display piece on my Thanksgiving and Christmas table this year. So that is why I'm not doing all of the bakery procedures right now, in case you see this later. Now we've got a scoot, guys. We've repaired this here to get the center section, so if it breaks, put it back together. No big deal. It works like glue. Now, when we cut out those other pieces of dough, we also cut out a matching back. I used my airbrush that Marlon turned me on to it's just from Amazon, but she got me completely hooked on airbrushing. Thank you for that, Marlon, because it's changed what I can do with my cookies immensely. And let's see, so I did an airbrush around the edges because I wanted to dull the cookie. Because this is going to be sitting out where people can see it, I airbrushed the back as well. I didn't want that to be screaming and blinding. But also when you look in the fireplace, I think you can tell from there, I made it dark just by a quick airbrush. You could also do this with gel paint, okay? These are the sides of my fireplace. I used a microplaner and got everything into shape so that it would be roughly the same dimensions. I went back using my Chef Master edible marker and using my photo. I looked at the stones and I just kind of roughly sketched out how I wanted my stones to be, okay? So that is your prep work. And again, I'm flying through this because it's a 2.5-hour project. This is just a mini tutorial to show you how we did it. I'm sure a lot of you cookiers can take just this little bit of knowledge and take it right straight to a project. But for anybody that's beginner or intermediate, I would love for you to make sure that you join that and then like our Facebook page so we can invite you to our Seriously Sweet holiday 2020 group, where we will also be dropping all these tutorials for free. This was my piece of floor, okay? Cannot stress this strongly enough when you're making a project that you're going to keep moving and adding icing to. I have attached with royal icing a piece of cake board to the bottom of my project so that when I move it, the pressure of my hand is on the cake board and not coming up or ripping into the middle of this cookie, okay? Now, again, thanks to the magic of prep work and dehydrators, I did prep my fireplace, my floor. So this is the board that we'll be using tonight to assemble the mantle really quickly, okay? Now, one thing that you can go back and do, I marbled my fondant, and I used this little handy dandy roller that I got off Wish for like $2. It was very inexpensive. I just rolled a pattern, but and the marbling is very nice, and I think that you can see that. But if you want to kick this up a notch, get you some sugar art. You don't have to have this part. This is just to make it a little extra special. Grab some dogwood. This is the most beautiful new dusting color. Look, can you see that? It's like a taupey color. Get you a fancy brush because, yes, you can have basic, but why should you when you can have a mermaid? All right. Let's get a little color on here, and then what you would do is just dry dust this fondant. So you can make all kinds of areas on here. Do you see what I'm doing? Just and the cracks begin to show up. You can mix a little bit of Turkish black, but you see how it starts to pick up the colors in the board? So you'd want to do your entire board. When you start this, especially if you use the dogwood, which I did on my other project because I wanted to lighten up my board, I used a combination of dogwood and a little bit of Turkish black, but just because I wanted the board to show. Now, I'm not going to take 5 minutes and do the whole board, but you get the idea of what you can do. Yes, this is an elite color called Dogwood. Elite Dust. It's from Sugar Art. It's fantastic. I don't remember where I got this really cool brush, but it's a mermaid brush and I love it. So I keep it handy at all times. So I'm going to move this to the side. We're going to come back to it because I'm going to show you how to flip your firebox onto this cookie. All right. So the thing that you need to know, when you pipe, I'm going to pull this piece back over and show you something really quickly. The way, how many minutes do we have left, Brian? Oh, guys. Okay, so you're going to have to watch the video for the full assembly, right? I'm on 24 minutes here. But let me show you the key to getting this river rock, okay? The key to the river rock is a nice firm icing. It's not toothpaste consistency. I use a dark undercolor and I build up 2 layers. Can you see that? I've got that pretty thick. And then what I'm going to do, I let that completely dry in the dehydrator. I let mine dry overnight. And then I came back and I'm just using my coloring. I shoot my stone coloring, and you can see I did alternating colors. I shoot it in and it lifts up. So let me grab you the finished one really quick. Okay, babe. And also tonight I'm trying a new icing by More Than Cake, a new royal icing mix, and it's fabulous. I'm going to put a video in there for you to highlight their product. So here are my finished ones. And I will drop the full video on how to assemble this, but let's quickly talk through that, and then I will have to let you go because I don't want to be on someone else's time. So you would match up your floor to the front of your piece to make sure you have it turned properly, okay? We're going to use some very, very thick icing and huge piece. We're using brown so that when we push these pieces down that it doesn't show through.
Wendy wants to know where you got the lemonade from.
I'll try to find you a link. I really don't remember where I got it, and it might actually have been a gift. So guys, when you smush this down, the icing is going to show. So this is so easy. Line up the bottom portion. All right, I have a minute and a half, so we have to finish, guys. Use a brown icing. You've airbrushed all the sides of your cookie. You're going to let that sit. This part is not difficult. You just need to have the right icing consistency. That is the main thing. Main thing. I also reinforced this piece on the back so that it would not be subject to damage as I was moving it around. You can see I've alternated my colors. It's that easy. Please don't be intimidated by this. Try this for Christmas, okay? One quick thing. What you'll do then is you will set your board in place. You'll add your thicker icing to the bottom of your mantle. I'm going to add it in 4 places. If your paste is thick enough, you don't have to worry about your pieces being exactly the right length, okay? Because it's going to sit down on the box. So all we're going to do, I hope I can keep this in camera because then we're going to be jumping off so the next person can get going. I centered it on the back portion, and I'm just letting that act like a paste. Can you see inside there? Let's get it back under the camera. So that will attach it to your board. Isn't that great? What a fun project. I hope you love this cookie, you guys. I will drop the full tutorials in there. It's going to be about a week. We're going to give you all kinds of extras. Please go like us on Instagram and Facebook, and then watch for a couple of coming classes that are going to be for Christmas. And I promise you they're gorgeous. So much fun. Nancy, thank you for including me. Guys, quickly you would add just a little bit extra, and then you would put your mantle right on top, okay? All right, thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you for coming to be in the video with us. And you will see the full tutorial, no worries there. And thank you to everybody. I think my time is up. I'm sure I talked very fast, but I did want to get you as much information as possible in that 25 minutes. And the full tutorial, I promise you, we will slow it way down. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Are you still there? If you're there, good night. I don't know. It's